Tonight's call features a 32-year-old woman who wants to challenge the idea of ranking women, while openly admitting she ranks men by height, income, and future potential. What begins as a philosophical discussion about standards quickly turns into a reality check when numbers, weight, income, and visual expectations are placed side by side. As the conversation unfolds, the disconnect becomes clear: flexibility for herself, rigidity for men. When the same standards she applies are mirrored back to her, the discomfort sets in. What she views as nuance, Kevin identifies as selective logic, and the debate shifts from opinions to outcomes. Watch closely, because this exchange perfectly captures why so many dating conversations stall at accountability. Hit like, subscribe, and support Kevin Samuel's original channel to help keep his legacy alive.
And how are you? So I'm
Good.
just getting home from the gym, out the shower. So
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32. So I'm asking about ranking and what's the problem with ranking women?
I think I do agree that we rank everything in life. Women, I wouldn't say that we rank. I would use a different word. I think we categorize men, um, which may be a type of ranking. But so when you say ranking, are you referring to you're comparing them
Yes.
to each other or just to your
Yeah.
standard?
No. See, you're 32.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been married?
No,
Any children?
not yet.
Well, when a man asks you to go out, you decide what man you give your information to and what man you don't give your information to. That's a ranking. How tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Do you care if a man is only 5'6" when you date him?
Um,
That's a ranking. The pause is a ranking.
I
Yeah, see, y'all
mean,
have no problem. Y'all got no problems with ranking men. If a man was working and making $15 an hour, would you marry him and be with him for the rest of your life if that's all he was gonna make? Minimum $15. 37,000 is what the median income for a man in this country was. You'd be happily married to him and submit to him for a lifetime?
if he's married to me, that's gonna change. So
No, 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 no. I said if he's just an average man. See, y'all all think y'all have
I
the
can't.
power. No, no, no. See, y'all
I,
all think y'all have the power of Thanos to make shit be not what it is. I said if a man was just an average earning man. See, the fact that you can't
I
even,
can't. I can't. You're right. I can't live off that because
sure you can.
if anything were to happen, um, to me, and if he would have to take care of everything, I wouldn't be able to sustain. Like I would have to.
What do you mean you couldn't sustain? I mean, there half the country's doing that.
I mean, like I would have to change some things. If we were living just off his income, I would have to change a lot.
Did you go to college?
I did.
Hmm.
I
Did your mother
did.
go to college?
She didn't.
Your
Oh
father
well,
go
she
to
did. She did
college?
do
Did your
community.
father
Yeah,
go to college?
he has a trade.
So your mother and father didn't go to college. They made you. And it's funny that the very people who come from nothing got so high of a standard for the next group of men.
Mm,
So and I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. I judge women just by the same standard. So basically, you're saying that a man couldn't be an average earner for you.
I'm saying that if he does, and if I really like him, then I mean I guess anything is possible. But I don't. I've never thought about dating somebody that makes $15 an hour. Like, but
Okay,
see, if
well let's get to this. You're 5'5",
yes,
dress size.
like a 9, 8, 9.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
Oh, I just left the gym. I'm a former gymnast, so I'm like 185, 190.
So at 5'5", 190 pounds, you weigh more than a man.
Very possible.
So that means you're below average from a fitness standpoint.
Well, muscle weighs more than fat, and I'm a
I don't
former
care how. I don't care
gym.
how. Okay, man, we can do that, but 5'5", you're supposed to be closer to 130. I don't care how. You could have Kryptonian muscle fibers. It shouldn't be 200 pounds as a female. And I'm making this to prove a point because see, notice how it varies so much with women that men are supposed to accept 5'5", 200 pounds because muscle weighs more than
I said
fat.
105. You put the extra
195, it's that much.
85. 85.
185, 185. I'm sorry, still, but men are supposed to accept 185 like it's no big deal. But if we actually extrapolated that down to money, you should be able to accept 40,000, just like a man should accept 185. That's the way our minds work.
And I don't disagree with that, but weight is something that fluctuates. You can change that easier than usually you can change a tax bracket. So,
Well,
and I'm not saying that
and I guess the point I was ultimately getting to is, and you're right, you can change weight, and I say that often. That's why I tell women the one thing you can impact more than anything else is your weight.
right.
So there's no excuse for a woman to weigh more than a man at her height. Simply is not. That's not how the creator made you. Females of the species in the mammalian in mammals don't weigh more than males, except in hyenas. And they're ass backwards. They also have the female hyena also has a penis, penis looking organ that she gives birth through. Yeah, look it up. That's
Really?
why when some folks associate things in our culture with hyenas because it's
Mm-hmm.
backwards.
Mm.
It's backwards. Go look at the hyena and look at how backwards a matriarchy is and how the men die sooner. Check it out. Go look and see how
I
they give
will.
birth. But I'm talking about to the audience. But let's get on to the next phase. At 32 years old, if you had to just rank yourself, scale of 0 to 10, you can't use 7, just your natural face, your natural state. You
Mm-hmm.
can't use 7. Where would you give yourself?
Um, because this is where I am right now. I literally just left the gym, got out the shower. Um, just stripped of nothing, no makeup, no nothing. Probably, I don't know, 8 maybe. I've
Okay.
never ranked myself, never thought about
Okay.
that, honestly.
All right.
And then we talk
So
physically, or are we talking about everything like
just your face. Just your face.
physical stuff,
Mm-hmm. 8.
maybe?
Is that what it is?
I get
Can't you? I would.
I've never
I don't.
myself, so I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
if I'm that's
Well, but the funny thing is, you ladies need to rank yourself because you rank men, and we rank you. And I say an 8 is Beyonce level, Pam Grier level. That's an 8. Kelly Rowland, Diane Carroll, 9. You know,
they
Dorothy Dandridge, Rihanna, that's closer to 10.
they are
So
beautiful.
you're saying you're in that 8 category?
I mean, you said just natural stripped of everything out the shower.
Yes.
I think,
Hmm.
you know, I think because I look beyond the surface. So I mean,
Well,
because I
no, but see, you aren't the matter, man. The matter is how men look at visual. And I'm asking see, that's the problem. How you ladies look at yourselves in the best case scenario. We men look at you as it is. And you said naturally out of the shower. Is that your natural hair?
not all of it, no.
So are those your natural lashes?
Well, individuals still blended.
But you have
Yeah.
mink. Okay. And that's your natural eye color?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the two of the three aren't you. So even when you said it, I just came home out of the shower, fresh face, natural. That wasn't accurate.
I'm
This is part of the disconnect between how women tend to look at themselves. You look at yourselves in the best case scenario, and you look at other women in the best case scenario because you want to be given the benefit of the doubt. Men look at what is. And the men in this audience, if I had the comments on, they'd say, "I want to see you with your natural hair. Where's your natural hair length?
I just cut off 11 inches. I just went natural. Big chop.
Where is it normally though?"
I just cut off 11 inches. So normally, well, I think I have a picture. My other phone's in there, but I just
Okay,
cut off 11 inches. And
so
went
you have extensions in after you cut it off.
clip-ins for the gym, like clip-in links. It's like micro links things.
So your hair was 11 inches longer. How
Longer
long ago?
now. Yeah,
How
so
long ago?
when you like a month and a half ago, when you do a
So
big
you,
cut, you cut off all like relaxed stuff.
yeah. But what I'm trying to understand is, if you cut off 11 inches a month ago,
Month and a half.
month and a half, where is it now?
Um, just in its natural curly state. I don't know. I haven't had it blown out. but I don't know. It's probably 5 inches left now.
Does
So
it
we
go
cut off
past your shoulder?
all of that.
Does it go past your shoulders?
No, I cut off 11 inches of it. So we
That's
cut
what
it.
I'm trying to understand. Does it go here? Does it touch
When
it?
it's blown out, it does. Yeah, when it's blown out, it does. But when it's wet, it just curls up. So that's why it's.
All right. So you have your reasons, but to men, it's like cut off 11 inches to then clip in hair. That's
Well,
like,
it's just for working. I like to give men the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Because I agree with what you said. Sometimes when you come from
You
nothing,
like to give men the benefit of the doubt?
I believe. Well, I can only speak for myself, not for women, because we're not a monolith. We're not all the same. So I do believe that
That's that. Let me say something, ladies. Take that out of the conversation. That is a useless point to say we're not all the same,
we're not.
obviously. But that's a useless point.
Well,
That's a filler. That's a filler argument. We know we're not all the same. That's something that
you made
goes
like
without saying.
you said that women. You said that women like to get the benefit of the doubt, and you said, but women don't like to give men the benefit of the doubt. And I'm saying that some women do. Like we all don't. You know what I mean? We all don't
I
require
never
a
said that
man
women don't
to
like to
check
give
off.
men the benefit of the doubt. You said I like to give men the benefit of the doubt, and I just said okay. But when in the income example, see, this is why I keep doing this. You like women, period. Y'all need to understand how y'all look at our money and these kind of things is how we look at your looks. And see, you're far more rigid on a man's income, but you're far more flexible on how a man should look at your looks. By your own estimation, you say you put yourself in the 8 category. That's pretty. That's right up there with Beyonce,
Mm.
uh, Pam Grier. The difference is I can look at Pam Grier in her natural state in the 70s, no makeup, and she was pretty. I'm still having to look between the lashes, the extensions, and everything else that exists. And then even those two women, neither one of those women are in your body type range. They're still they still are smaller than men. So those two things automatically skew the number. But then when we just look at fresh face out of the shower, I would give you I would give you a 5. I would give you average looking, average to cute. But actually, I'll take that back. I would actually probably give you a solid 5, 6. That means average looking can be cute, but I wouldn't put you in the same category as Beyonce or Pam Grier. Because if that's the case, that means you guys should be able to stand in the same places and men would pick you at equal rates. And that just would not happen.
I
You
respect.
or any woman, huh?
I said no. I respect your opinion. That's how you feel. I
Okay.
think you're
But
being
you
honest.
feel different, but you feel differently.
Um,
Why?
I've well, according to your rankings on, I don't know if I've ever seen either of those women, um, stripped down the way that you described it. So I can't even, and I've never
Beyonce?
even
All you have to
thought.
do is Google it.
Yeah, but
Beyonce before, no makeup. It's
who
everywhere.
was who was very beautiful. I've seen her in person. I work in media, so she's very beautiful. They all are. But I'm just saying, like, I've never put myself against that to say that. So I mean, I just have to take your word for it. If that's
But
your
what
opinion.
I'm saying is, ma'am, 8, 9, and 10 has to mean something. And okay, you say you've never seen them. Okay, take any woman that's a pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous, and you're saying that I'm a woman right in there with them.
If according to your standards, so this is your ranking scale. So that's why I said I
Ma'am, the
respect it.
cover of Cosmopolitan magazine, Essence magazine, the most beautiful women in the world is not my standard. See,
So
that's
so
another
so
place that women tend to try to slide
you're
through.
right. No, you're right. You're right. I agree. It's not your standard. It's probably more European standard.
It's not a
So
European. I'm talking about black women.
mm,
That's bullshit. And
well,
no, I'm gonna
the
stop right here, man.
here's what
I gotta say this. I have not named one white woman. And every time we start talking about standards,
no you
black people in particular, black folks in particular, black women in general, always want to go to European. We
no
rank black women based
here's why
upon your best selves.
and I'm glad you said that. That's a good point. The reason why I said that is because it's we in America, and especially working in media, even if you are a Black woman, the closer you have to European features, the more classified
You
and
got a
beautiful.
problem with that? So let's just take your argument.
No,
You have a problem with it?
do I have a problem with
Mm-hmm.
them?
Do
Do
you
I
have
have
a
a
problem
problem?
with that?
Let me make sure I understand your question. Your question is, do I have a problem that society and the entertainment industry equates being more beautiful, even as an African American woman, to having more European features? Do I have an issue with that?
The way you frame that, yes. Do you have a problem with the question as you just stated it?
So here's my issue with that. My issue with that is
It's a
that
yes or no. Before you give me the long answer, I just need to know yes or no. You put out the premise. I'm asking, do you have a problem with that premise?
because it's typically Europeans that
Yes or
give
no?
what they think is beautiful, that's their standards.
Yes or no?
For
You laid the
me, as a
premise out.
woman, not my standard of beauty,
Yes
but
or no? You laid out the premise. Yes or no? Yes, I have a problem with the premise I just laid out. No, I don't have a problem with the premise I just laid out.
I have a problem with that being perpetuated in
Yes, I
society
have a problem with the premise. No, I don't have a problem with the premise.
under certain
Yes,
within
I do.
context. I
No, I
do.
don't. Yes,
Within certain
see,
contexts,
yes,
I
I
do.
do. No, I don't.
Within the certain context,
This is
I
the
do.
problem. This is the
Yeah.
problem. This is the problem because even when I allow you guys to lay out the premise and give it all on this European standard, you still want wiggle room. Okay, since you have a
No, what I
problem,
want to say is wiggle
ma'am,
room.
how about this?
Here's
If there's a problem with the European standard of beauty that's put on black women, such and so forth, take
yeah,
the extensions, wear your hair in its natural state, and take the extensions out of your hair.
and I do that.
All
Here,
the time.
here's why.
All the
Here
time. That's
and I,
what the
and I
women in the 70s did.
here's why I said within context. I said within context because it's coming from people that are European, so they're saying that they believe that their type is beautiful.
No,
Just like
it's no, I don't buy
if
that
I
bullshit
own a
argument,
black
ma'am. I
magazine,
don't buy that
I'm
bullshit
gonna
argument.
my
I
standard
don't
of
buy that bullshit argument. I allowed you to
beauty
make
is
it,
to
but
a black.
I'm not gonna nope, I'm not
It's
gonna
the truth,
perpetuate
though.
that on my channel. Nope, I'm not gonna perpetuate that on my channel. I'm not going to even let
You,
I allowed the premise for you to make it, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with you. Ma'am, I am comparing you to black women. From black women in the
I know, but your question
90s,
about
ma'am, black women in the 70s. I want you to look at your black women in your family, in your family album.
mhm.
And I want you to go back and find women who are 5'5", almost 200 pounds, 80 years ago. Go on Soul Train, where it was nothing but black women, and they were dress size 4, not dress size 14.
I'm not gonna be a 4, and I'm not a 14. I'm a
Well,
person.
and you're not, and there are no, and it is not your normal state as a female to weigh as much as a man. See, women in general, black women in
Oh,
particular, have a
I
problem with
disagree.
reality.
I'm in the gym.
You have
I'm
a
getting all
problem with reality.
those Corona calories.
It's not corona calories, it's lack of discipline.
No. Well, is that too? But being in the house, I definitely gained 25 pounds over COVID.
You didn't have
Definitely.
to eat that. You could have ate different. You knew what it was.
Mm,
Mm.
no, that's what you're right. It's
So that
but
ain't got nothing to
I'm
do
paying
with
the
a
price
European. That has nothing to do with a European standard or nothing. See, the reason I push back so
talking
hard
about
about this,
feet.
the reason I push back so hard about this, ma'am, is that's bullshit. Black women used to be a standard of beauty.
Still is to
Well,
me.
then, if that's the case, stop complaining about a European standard just because you
But
need to lose weight and look like your normal
it was.
selves.
You're right, but it was in context of your question. That's why I said
No,
that.
no, it wasn't in the context of my question. You injected that point to try to make a tangent. We weren't talking about white people. And
Because
back on
you
subject.
pulled
And
out mag and the stats that
we're
you're
not going down that
pulling,
path anymore. Let's stop, put a period there. We're not doing the
you're
European
in this
anything.
spreadsheet.
We're not doing the European thing anymore.
I think you're in
I
this.
want I don't we're not doing the European thing anymore. Bottom line is I'm comparing you against black women. Black
Right, but
women.
that's in the ranking that you're using in the size and the charts. That's based off who created those ratios and says this
The
is the
BMI?
best.
The
No,
BMI?
listen.
Ma'am,
You said somebody's
okay, you want to
mom
know, I'll
at
tell you.
five
You want
five
Oh
five
no,
five
no,
and a half.
ma'am. You want
Yeah.
to know, I will tell you. You can't go to the continent and see women who are 200 pounds.
I don't
Not
know.
consistently.
Keep saying
This is what I
that,
mean. A
but there's
problem
a
with
there's a
reality. Okay.
15-pound difference from
And this and this is
135.
and what I need you guys to understand is this is how far women will go. Black women will go to substantiate their lack of being competitive.
No, that's
It's a
not what
European standard. It's the white man. It's who gave us this. Black men want to see
I was.
black men want to see black women fit, feminine,
You pulled
friendly, their
out.
own natural hair, and
Kevin,
childless.
you said the world's most beautiful woman. Then you gave the magazine and the rankings and the people. I'm saying that
I
that
gave you an example of where you would see
does.
beautiful women. I didn't
Right,
say
and
that.
are beautiful. I mean, all right.
Well, no matter how you, no matter how you see, you're caught in your own logic loop. No matter how you slice it, you're not up there with those women. That's,
And I'm not.
I mean, we can
I
bounce it
said,
all
I
around. You said
said
you are, you're not.
according to your standards,
Okay,
and
according to your standard, you are.
I said according. I said I'm not ranking me. You said
No,
you
no,
are,
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I asked you where you
and
rank. You said you give yourself an 8, and I said so. You put yourself up there
and
with
you said
Beyonce and Pam Grier. It'll all be on tape for replay. You can hear it yourself.
no,
You
but
said yes.
that's fine, and that's fine. I said yeah. I mean, if I said I give me an 8, you said well I think that they're 8s, and you're not an 8. I give you a 6, and I said okay,
No,
respect.
no. I said what I gave you later on. I know exactly what I said. So where would you give
Okay.
yourself then? So since you want to play word game thing, where would you put yourself
No,
then?
no, I'm not playing where
No,
I
no, no.
think.
Let's be clear though. Let's be clear. Since let's be clear.
Go ahead.
If I say Pam Grier and Beyonce are an 8, what would you rank
I
yourself
think
in
I
relation to them?
well, based off of your standards, if they're 8 to you, and you say you're not up there with them, then I would say
No,
that you.
I didn't ask you anything about me. I said, what would you rank yourself if that's where they are?
I'm never gonna like you at my natural state. I'm never gonna
Uh-huh.
say anything. I'm not gonna change my number. I'm gonna still say what I say. But
Exactly.
I think
And there we go, people. There
ask
we
me what
go.
I think
There
compared
we
to
go,
what you.
people.
This conversation wasn't really about ranking. That was just the word used to start it. What it actually exposed was something much deeper. The difference between how people want standards to work and how standards actually function in the real world. Everyone ranks. Everyone filters. Everyone chooses. The problem isn't that ranking exists. It's that many people only believe in it when they're the ones doing the judging. The moment those same metrics are reflected back at them, suddenly it becomes subjective, nuanced, or unfair. And that's where the breakdown happens. Because standards that only flow in one direction aren't standards, they're preferences disguised as entitlement. What makes this exchange uncomfortable is how clearly it shows the gap between self-perception and market feedback. Wanting an above-average partner while refusing to honestly evaluate yourself isn't confidence, it's avoidance. And avoidance doesn't protect you. It delays the moment reality forces the conversation anyway. You can reject numbers, dismiss comparisons, and redefine categories, but outcomes don't respond to arguments. They respond to alignment. Another hard truth surfaced here. Flexibility is often demanded from others, not practiced internally. Income is treated as fixed and non-negotiable. Attraction is treated as fluid and contextual. Expectations rise with age, experience, and comfort, while leverage quietly declines. And instead of adjusting strategy, many people double down on belief, hoping conviction will outweigh consequence. It never does. This isn't about beauty. It isn't about weight. And it isn't about winning an argument on a live stream. It's about consistency, about whether you're willing to hold yourself to the same clarity you require from the people you want access to. Because the dating market doesn't reward potential narratives. It rewards demonstrated reality. What you are matters more than what you feel you should qualify for. What's most revealing is how resistance shows up when self-evaluation is required. Not anger, deflection. Not disagreement, reframing. The conversation stops being about improvement and starts being about preservation of identity. And once someone decides protecting their self-image matters more than adapting to feedback, growth stalls completely. This is why so many people feel stuck while insisting they're doing everything right. They're not failing because standards are too high. They're failing because standards are uneven, because accountability is externalized, because introspection is optional until it's demanded, and by then, it feels like an attack instead of an opportunity. No filter dose isn't about humiliation. It's about removing insulation, stripping away comforting language, and getting honest about how attraction, selection, and commitment actually work, not how we wish they did. Because clarity doesn't coddle, but it does liberate. Once you understand where you truly stand, you can finally decide whether to adjust expectations, adjust effort, or accept outcomes as they are. And that's the real takeaway here. Not everyone will like the mirror. Not everyone will agree with what they see. But the market doesn't negotiate with belief, it responds to reality. And the sooner that reality is faced without excuses, the sooner real progress can begin. We'll see you in the next one.